Welcome to Career Conversations. I'm Meera Jogasundram. Our guest today, Tom Carr, is a results driven individual specializing in multicultural sales, brand, and marketing. Tom is an art manager with over 25 years of global experience in successfully selling a variety of products and services. His expertise includes building powerful brand narratives that attract customers and solidify brand loyalty, resulting in high customer satisfaction. He is also adept at working effectively with sales, marketing, advertising, and event planning departments to perfect brand identity, sales presentations, and success. As a team leader, Tom inspires others in the organization to achieve top performing consumer product sales. He has a proven record of taking sales campaigns, branches, and marketing programs for domestic and international regions from concept to launch and global success. Welcome to Career Conversations, Tom.
Hello, good evening, Mira and the audience. I'm very thankful that we are able to share this evening the communication and the experience.
We are very thankful to have you on board, Tom. How are you feeling today?
Bright as always, the sun shines from the inside out.
Very positive vibes, I must say. Tom, let's dive straight in. Tell us about your career journey.
Yeah, the career journey started with I have the big love for design and painting. So I started painting with the age of around about 12 years, and I started my visual communication designer education. And it took me 4 years because I finished earlier. And the first, what I did after I completed my master in visual communication and design is that I worked for Germany's eldest and largest wine and spirit label printing and design corporation. So I took over the whole department, which was very large, and I created their outstanding designs for labels. And that continued until the customers, the economy came into a crisis, and they were not paying any longer these prices for the labels. Basically, they were counting by a decimal of a basically penny. And this is not a joke. They were highly calculative um, in their printing cost calculation. And so I left there and I worked with Giel Frankfurt GmbH. And I want to point it out, this is not here today about my career or how I accelerated. It's about the benefit and profit for you who's listening and viewing. This is very important for me because otherwise you would leave and say, oh, the next one, a bragger. And that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So, my hobby in the meantime and further on was reading about life coaches, the books about life coaches. So, I read so many books about coaching that all of us would be dead if the books would fall down on all of us and we would be that big. Yeah. So, one of my first books was um, edited by Tony Robbins, and I kept my career aligned to his advice. He is a little bit older than me, so we are both 18 every year. You may think about it. And yeah, so I was very lucky. I keep it very short to start working for Beachcomber Hot Tubs because I went to the boat in Düsseldorf. That's the world's largest boat fair out of my own motivation. And there was a little man standing there looking like Danny DeVito, but he had a beautiful jacuzzi. So I try to explain this now because how you approach customers out of your own motivation and you select something that is worldwide unique and not existent. And I went there and I talked to him. And we were lucky in Düsseldorf to have a very beautiful design art store, book art store. And I told him, hey, listen, you've got a beautiful jacuzzi, but you could do it much better. And he said, oh, I would love to hear about that. I'm now very busy. Let's talk tomorrow. And what I did, I went into the bookstore in the old town of Düsseldorf and I found a book about design and outside, um, yeah, let's say designs, um, houses and shapes. And there was the BMW museum inside there. And I thought the shape, a little bit modified, is the best that could be for Keith Scott, beachcomber, hottubs.com. And I showed him the book and he said, work on it. And now the hit comes. I made a very beautiful shape. I minimized it and modified it, put a palm tree on it. And the big hit was he loved it and invited me to Vancouver, Canada. That is how my good steps started. And guess what? The mother, or let's say the sister of Keith Scott, is the mother of Sage. Nobody knows Sage, but it's the wife of Keith Scott, not? No, of Tony Robbins.
Aha.
Yeah, aha, see? And so it went from there on. We were very successful. The others lost their bids. The market is very competitive uh, in the hot whirlpool um, conglomerate because it's only a little family that is producing, like Matt Watkins Manufacturing is producing these pools, and there's Keith Scott and a few others. And so we created beautiful pools. So this was one key effect of my whole effort. It came out of nothing. It had no budget. It had basically, there was nobody believing in anything in the beginning, and it came this out of the blue, basically. And it was a total success. So, and the next step was Spalantis. To explain it a little bit around the whole expertise, I was working for a lubricant manufacturer worldwide. At this time, lubricants were indecent, to say it the harmless way. And I sold these products in Asia, at the Cosmoprof Asia, as dry out for the skin against air conditioning and environment. You must imagine that. So basically, what the people used for whatever else was used now for the protection of the skin, that it doesn't dry out. And everybody would say, this guy is totally lala. So, loony house, yeah. So I went to Hong Kong with my ex-wife and booked a booth at the Cosmoprof Asia. And I contacted the company in Germany first. That was the first year. And now, very important, you need to have a permanent motivation. You never can stop. That's very important. So I exhibited the products. And guess what? There were two interested mega leads, basically. And I kept them with me and we communicated. And in the meantime, the company split up. The three owners got into a lawsuit, which was absolutely not amusing, to say it the harmless way. They burned off millions. And I said, okay, I'm out of it. If if you don't work together, it's okay. And contacted the largest in the USA. That was at this time Michael Trigg's Trigg Laboratories in Valencia, and I worked for them 2 years. So you see the letter of reference on my profile, and the big hit was these two companies came back again. That was, get what? LG Households and Goods and Li Feng. And Li Feng is at that time was the biggest on the market for distribution. And we had a distributorship, an exclusive agreement. For example, then Li Feng was serving to or selling to Watkins and the Watson pharmacies and all the others in mainland China, on the Philippines, everywhere else. So if you take the total risk, you invest a little bit of money. The whole thing has cost us round about 13,000 euros without the investment from Trigg Laboratories. They transported big concrete displays and the products. But what I want to say with that is, if you approach the right people at the right time and you're persistent, you have a chance to win. Today, our markets have gotten much tighter, more competitive, demotivated, and due to our political professionals in, for example, Germany, where it's red green, they call it, the Ampel, the flashlight, or in the USA, Joe Biden and his people, the economy and the companies have record bankruptcies due to unprofessional political engagements, to say it the harmless way. I don't want to dive now into politics, but what we need to learn from this is keep your own track, always analyze what's going wrong. What am I doing wrong? Try to correct it and be persistent. That's the secret to success. So, the lubricant manufacturer continued. Finally, Michael Trickstad sold the company, and the company was moved to Las Vegas. I left the company after over 2 years, and I had the pleasure to meet a guy, a gentleman, and it is Dr. Max Georg Büchner, the owner of Ars Mundi. Who's Ars Mundi? You would say, Ars Mundi? No, the world's eldest and largest art trader. Online, physical stores, and print and media materials. And I had a vision to boost Asmundi. So we concentrated on diverse global markets and were very successful in China and still are. And you would say that's totally cuckoo. Doesn't matter, it's okay. So, but basically, this business relationship continued for decades. And now there is a new one. It's a casino group, the largest on this planet in Las Vegas. And to give you an idea how the future works and not the past, because everybody wants to see the future and not diving me into the past, is the following: a store, a global art store. And the big hit is a lot of artists are very, very skilled, but they have not the right marketing. But what about if the largest movie and casino and hotel conglomerate takes over an art store and the modulation of Ars Mundi. But, and I don't reveal here any company secrets, nobody can copy it, and it's worldwide unique. But the pitch of it all is the very skilled people have a chance to exhibit not in Miami, not in New York, but in Las Vegas, where all the people go. And this is a pitch of the future. I'm working on it already 1.5 years. One of the decision makers inside in a decent decision level is currently out of office. It doesn't matter because we will be back. And now your question, what have I done with Arnold Schwarzenegger? That is very
Yes,
easy.
because I saw
You
in your LinkedIn bio endorsed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'm curious, what's that about?
correct. I explain you how I did it precisely. Sounds very, very irritating. So I had no funds at the time, only I was working in Düsseldorf with a job basically that brought me in roundabout cash 5, 6,000 euros a month. So what I did, I leased an Apple computer. The whole package was with a high-end scanner and all the things have cost me with GE Financial that don't exist anymore, 6,500 euros paid off. So, and I painted on canvas, acrylics. In total, 35, I think. That was a hell lot of work. And what I did then is I scanned them all in. And at that time, they had there a company that provided self-bound books, like Amazon does it now, but printed, hardcover. The book was 40 euros or so at that time, $55. And I found Arnold Schwarzenegger's address and I told him it needs to be sold through the American Heart Foundation. And I'm willing to donate that to the American Heart Foundation, the auctions basically, and that sell off. So, and I sent the book. Out of the sudden, 9 months later, I got mail from Arnold. And you see it on the scan on my profile. So, and the project now in the future to bring it into the presence is the following. The company that is the largest on this planet hopefully will cooperate in a very special project. I will not reveal it now, plus that store. But the benefits out of the auctions, a part of it, that are an attraction to the hotel visitors and casino visitors will be donated, for example, to the American Heart Association. And Arnold, guess what? Got his pacemaker in now. So it is very, very catching, on time, to say it the horrible way, and beneficial. Nobody can say, I don't count on Arnold. Who who would say that? Nobody. And it's actual and it's timeless and it will help people. And this is the major attraction you need to create for, or the viewers need to create for their projects and their targets and their willingness to succeed. Benefit for the people. That's all. Because If human mankind has no benefit, the rest is worthless, as well as animals. Yeah. So as we see it nowadays on LinkedIn, LinkedIn has changed a lot. We see, for example, a lot of animal torture, and the people don't care for each other as well. And I'm highly against that. And if it is political or about animals or human mankind, I don't take a filter in front of my mouth because I want to fit to everybody. I don't care about. If you don't want to listen to me, hasta la vista, baby. I wish you a nice day. Yeah, because it's very important to save existences. And as we currently saw it on LinkedIn, animals and people like, yeah, I don't want to say now Palestine or Israel or Ukraine are tortured pervertedly and killed. Yeah. And these people organizing all these scams or drawing the wealth out of the people, like Klaus Schwab, who's basically a criminal with his organizations, need to be stopped. And if the people keep their mouths shut, as you could have seen it today in the Wall Street Journal, China. What is China doing? There's a description, nearly a whole page, about a lady. The lady invested with debts she took through Alipay and another company and earned a month as a admin $400 and invested so much that she's in debts for $40,000. She will never get rid of it. But the horror of the whole thing is the Chinese government prohibits her to live. Yeah, they analyzed it. So basically, if you get, or if the people have a kid, the judge decides you are not allowed to get more money to raise the kid because you have debts. You are not allowed to drive in a high-speed train to get to work in another city. So what I want to explain with that is it's a global enclosure of evilness, and we need to break through that. Yeah. So what you do with your money that make you out of the career that comes out of zero is save the people and save the animals, do something good. And that is what Arnold Schwarzenegger always preaches. Do something good, and I say, and talk about it. Yeah. So this is not about my career, basically. It's about how to keep wealth, how to improve this planet, because we have only one life and it's very short and the time gets very close. And you are the queen of good books, and I recommend your books all the time. And they come parallel with Tony Robbins or a little bit above sometimes, because Tony, naja, he copied a lot. Yeah. And you are very unique. And Tony asked Keith Scott, how should I approach Sage when they were not married? So Tony is a great guy, but he has also his little flaws, like we all. So we need to always iron out the flaws, try to be perfect, and get it going. So if there is a motivation, it's the wealth for animal kingdom and human mankind. And if you don't have a target, it's worthless. So how you approach clients, the toolbox are the toolboxes are good books. They nearly cost nothing. And you go from there on. And then you start searching in the internet. You do an analysis whom you can find, what this company is producing. I have their actual cases. The largest from the US, a transportation Expedia company, let's say it this way, is trying to enter the European market. And first step is do a trademark research. So I prevented them from a very costly, expensive mistake because they had a trademark violation. And then you need to create a script. It costs all nothing. You need to have only concentration on your mind and a right strategy. You need to collect always your strategies out of the media. You start reading the Wall Street Journal. That's the most valuable and trusted paper in the USA. No New York Times, liar medias, or whatever you call it, Washington Post, only Wall Street Journal. In Germany, you read the Welt, for example. You read the reliable sources. You go into the bookstores, or for example, Amazon. You check the ratings, 5 stars only. Yeah, face reading technologies is the A and O. What you need to learn because you need to know who's sitting in front of you. And very often the people try to deceive you, and you need to be able to analyze these faces and say, I don't do a business with that person. I have an actual case. He's in control of a very special kind of sugar, and this sugar is totally without any effect to the body. And his partner is very honest, always motivated, but he treats him like trash. I, do, I would die and rot on the street, not drinking, not eating. I never work with dishonest or respectless people because respectlessness is the worst you can have in your career. People that treat you like trash don't deserve you. Yeah. And there we get back to the Indian and the Asian cultures that I met very often when I was in Asia working. Uh, Respect counts and the belief in God or plural, the gods. Yeah. Because if somebody believes that all here happens just for a coincidence, I got news for you. You're totally wrong. And God or gods will prove you wrong. Because if you think you are the master of the game, you're totally wrong. Yeah. So, what I try to explain is you can grow out of nothing, you can fail, like Tony says it, you can fail several times, but you need to learn out of it. And if you learn, all is good. God takes care of you. And if you don't learn and you think you're the hottest cake on this planet, I got news for you. You're just a zero. You're a zero. You don't deserve people with skills. And this is the point of the whole game. Invest everything always with the highest motivation. And if the people don't cherish you, say, hasta la vista. I won't be back. And this is the big difference of success and failure, because there are a lot of people out there getting sidetracked all the time and they don't concentrate on the essentials. So if you the successful are successful because they do things the not so successful don't do. Yeah. Uh, Now I talked the whole time,
Well,
entertained the
no,
audience hopefully a little bit.
thank you very much for your very kind words about my books. I'm extremely grateful for that. I want to ask you to dive deeper into what you said a bit earlier on. You mentioned that it's very important to have permanent motivation. So, what do you mean by that? And how can the younger generation who want to walk a similar path that you walked, have or cultivate permanent motivation?
Good. Then first, reduce your phone time. Yeah. Because as Arnold said it today or yesterday in his email, that's the main killer, the phone time. Yeah, I'm sometimes also attracted a little bit too much to LinkedIn because media like Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram are distractions. The quality of the communication may be great, but it's not the bringer. And what the people or the generation nowadays should do is check on Amazon the 5-star ratings, like Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Yes.
Excuses begun. Inhale that thing. If possible, inject it into your veins. Take the pulp and eat it. Yeah. Um, uh, Wayne died in Hawaii of prostate cancer, basically. He lived like I in um, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, in Palm Beach. Yeah. And he moved to Hawaii to die there. But when you see it on PBS, for example, or YouTube, where we are now broadcasting and you are mainly, um, you need to have guidance. Your parents don't give you any guidance anymore because they have no clue, mostly. And the media give you no guidance at all because most of them are trash. Yeah, misled and totally wrong. If you want to watch media, it's very rare. It's very difficult. So the motivation you need to take out of is not your Netflix subscription because you need to turn that off. Yeah, it's basically what I use is YouTube only for a little bit motivation that comes up, and the rest are books. And what uh, the point is self-fulfillment, what the generations are nowadays searching for. And the self-fulfillment that they can find is happiness inside themselves by making others happy. Uh, you could say now, the guy is totally crazy. Jesus, Allah, it's just the branding. It's the same, basically. Yeah. If it's Jesus, Allah, Buddha, they're all the same. It's the best company on this planet. So learn from these guys. Yeah, it sounds idiotic. Yeah. So the motivation comes from the inside, and the the wisdom comes from, okay, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Gandhi. Read the wise people on this planet. It costs pennies on Amazon. Take a subscription. Barnes and Noble, for example. I hope they will survive, that they have a competition. Yeah. And these are the two factors. They cost you nearly nothing. Yeah. Or do it like I did. Another career step sounds totally idiotic. I had no money. And I was finishing my high school. And there was a publisher on the market called Modern Industry. And they published books 60 to 150 euros a book. Murder expensive. And what I did is I went into the city library and told them, you need to buy them for the community, that they get wisdom. So I went through the catalog of the modern industry. They are already no longer existent, and took all the good books out where you could get personal advice for career, for personal development. For example, a VHS cassette has cost there 250 marks. Sami Molcho, body language. You still get it now as a download, Sami Molcho. And They bought it. They bought in 2 years for 13,000 marks books. I had so big difficulties to get the books out of the library, pulled them in the copy store and told the copy store, please copy the books. And they copied the books. I paid for the books, but not a tenth for the copies. Got them spiral bound and then read them at home. But the point is the following: out of zero budget, no money, I invested a little bit all into these books. And the big hit is the most valuable good is your IQ and your knowledge. And when you see precisely of your IQ, 1/3 is inherited, 1/3 is learned, and 1/3 comes through everyday life experience. So you're not lost. If if it sounds now horrible, if you're not the smartest light on this planet, so you would miss 1/3 or a fraction of 1/3. But the other 2/3 you still have to work on. So even people that don't have it, that style, that they have an IQ of, like, you won't believe it, Sylvester Stallone, 170, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 149. I apologize, I have only 145 or something like this. Yeah, you can work on it. And that is what I always do: work on it, work on it, work on it. It doesn't cost you. But the big plus is they cannot steal it from you. Yeah, and the biggest problem, for example, in the USA, 100 years Statue of Liberty. Yeah, I love the USA, don't get me wrong, is education. Education mostly is there for the rich or the talented. So they have big difficulties. And the wealthy or intelligent upper class doesn't want that you get smart, because you could soar on their chair. So important for the career and knowledge and success is experience, persistence, and engagement into sources that boost you up. You need to have a mentor. That is very important. For decades, I had no mentors. A friend of mine just jumped up being smart, but his daddy got him in to the company. And from there on, he had a totally other level and mindset of success. Yeah. But if you don't have a mentor, you need to find a mentor. If you don't have that mentor, you need to give your knowledge to people that want to listen to you. And if these people listen to you, they understand this man is engaged, this man is smart, and this man has collected experience. So from there on, you can get a mentor. There's a book on Amazon. It's very difficult to find, and it's already on 260 or $400. How to Meet the Rich. No joke. Jeannie Sales is her name, the author. And she explained in that book, I paid only $22 for it at that time. It has a yellow cover and her face in the middle. And there's a book, Palm Beach Celebrities or something like this. You see it on the price, it's nearly $100. There you see the people and it's explained. So where do you meet the mentor? You meet the mentor in your church. You meet the mentor by going on an app like Meetup or Eventbrite. Go into a concert, go into a social event. And there you meet the people that don't hang around in the bars like the Irish pub here behind me. Yeah, because there you never meet the good people, because the drunkards you don't need on your agenda, or the nice people that love beer. So don't get me wrong, the Irish pub is a great location. But you need to have a mentor. So where do you meet the mentor or, yeah, the right woman or man or whatever else? You meet them at the beach. You meet them at Publix or in the shopping mall, for example, or in a cafe, or in the moment of coincidence at the crosslight. Yeah. So you need to have privately a mentor whom I don't have because mine always failed due to cognitive imbalances, to say it the harmless way, bipolar or whatever else. So I was always basically on myself. Yeah. But if you have, you need to have a private mentor mainly, and you need to have a mentor for your career. So the mentor of the career you attract from the outside. You don't need to have a budget for it. I have now a person who's an all-over contactor. So what do? I tell you now what I do. Yeah, like we have now Protein Quick to reveal you the truth. They need a financing. They have no money, basically. And from Celsius, the former, I don't say a name now, a position, came and created the formulation and everything, Protein Quick. Yeah. But they have no funds for it. So, how does that work? That's very easy. You take the Wall Street Journal, you filter out the articles, you find the articles, and you contact these people through LinkedIn. Yeah, because for example, now an actual example, I found a company who does financing of food companies. Guess what? Protein Quick is a worldwide innovation because it's pure protein in a little bottle, mini bottle. It's pure protein, but no dairy, no sugar, no nothing. But the hit is the following. I'm not trying to promote, Protein Quick. Yeah. So the hit is the following: Wall Street Journal. So what I did today is send a connect request to the journalist who reported about the financing company. So, and the second tool is Canva. Nobody tells you that. Tony does not tell you that because not only Tony, they want to sell you courses. 1,000, 2,000, 3, $5,000, and you can become rich. But it works also without money and all these courses. Because I tell you now how the whole thing works. I read the Wall Street Journal. And for Ars Mundi, for example, I contacted the CEO of the Wall Street Journal because there's a unique solution for Ars Mundi, not only with the casinos over there, but for a nationwide and global distribution through the Wall Street Journal for Ars Mundi. Because people like you and me inside the USA, for example, cannot buy art just online. They can buy art everywhere, but a broad selection, totally neutrally selected, is not available. So the Wall Street Journal is the major target. So Protein Quick, another example with it is I create advertisements, not, but nice posts on Canva, posts that I publish on LinkedIn. And the man who's not the owner of um, the sugar company said, stop it better. Stop it. Don't do it. Keep, don't publish your ads now about Protein Quick. And guess what? 5 days ago, wait, Saturday, I think it was, a man contacted me. Direct message. I'm interested. The Canva banner has cost nothing on LinkedIn. And I'm very thankful to LinkedIn because when we're successful, we will advertise on LinkedIn because the most expensive advertisements are LinkedIn, not Facebook, who stole the guy. Zuckerberg stole the whole idea from his friend. He is dishonest. We know it all. Yeah, we saw it in the movie theaters, in the documentary or shockumentary about Zuckerberg. Yeah. And the whole point is I'm interested. So today at 2 o'clock Florida time, my mentor and friend, and he, I don't say the name, had a call. And he requested for samples. Yeah. But I give you the last example how to create success. Yeah. He requested samples and it will be a winner. This company is the largest in New York. Additionally to the article in the Wall Street Journal, that was before. Yeah. So, but before with the presentation that was created by the former high-end person from Celsius, I sent it to a friend. His wife bought a dog from me, a Maltese. I was breeding Maltese out of the nothing. I had an old man, Mr. Hemingway, Schmoozy, and Schatzi, a young woman, and they got kids. And a friend of mine is a teacher, and she said, I know somebody, the wife of Bill Falloon, Life Extension. And I sent the pitch also for free, no costs, no nothing, to Bill Falloon. And he said, I have over 1 million members. I want to have that product. And the one with the sugar as well. So there was no budget, just joy, sunshine, schmoozy, Schatzi. They are barking in the back of the door there. You may have heard them possibly. Yeah. And Bill bought the dog. So they had or have a social bonding, but they believe in. And Bill and his wife work for life extension with their hearts. And this is the most important part. Work with your heart. Do it with your soul. Believe in God, Allah, Buddha, or whomever else, because the universe was not created by coincidence. And the success will be yours.
What was the biggest challenge you had to overcome, and how did you overcome it?
Very easy, very easy. Privately, I was fat like a pig. Fat. I weighed murderous. I was nearly blind. Nearly blind. I got every month at the Retina Eye Institute in Delray Beach every month injections in my eyes. And the eyes are the most sensible nerve centers in the whole body. So if you put a needle in your eye, you cannot imagine how much pain you would experience. And where I was before, I don't mention now in Pompano Beach, this eye clinic, yeah, they couldn't numb it. So that was like Dr. Mengele trying to kill me. But it worked basically because it continued. The Retina Group of Florida saved my eyelight. I lost 30 kilograms, 60 pounds, and I ate only salad. So if you talk about challenges, I keep it going like this, the glucose trick. Yeah. And the lady is in Chauspe is her name. I think she is very happy now because she has the 22nd edition of this book. So challenges are um, disbelief in yourself, other people telling you you're a loser, you will not make it, you're an idiot, I don't believe in you, and this product ain't gonna work, and hell no, you are just a dreamer. Yeah, good, let them go, let them go. Yeah, uh, they are passive basically. They don't want to succeed. They like a lot of parents, not my parents. My father died, and my mother is totally different. And a lot of parents tell you, go walk in the pattern, stay with the mainstream. And I tell you what, no box, no nobody can tell you how you're going to do it because all, like Jeff Bezos, succeeded only because they believed in themselves, they had a vision, persistence, they failed, they tried it again, like Arnold Schwarzenegger says it, and he is always back again, and all the others who succeed are always back again. And nobody has the right to tell you you're a loser because these people telling you that you're a loser are mainly the biggest loser of them all. They get their monthly paycheck, three, five, or $6,000 or euros maximum, and they wait for their retirement and to die. And this is the last thing anybody needs. You need to have always a challenge. And if the people tell you this ain't gonna work, say, wish you a nice day, goodbye. And don't call them back because you know what? They're time vampires. Time vampires. And say just, excuse me, I'm gone. I have no time now. Wish you a nice day or night.
Tom, you have talked about a wide, such a wide variety of topics and very gracefully working your way from one topic to another seamlessly. There's a wealth of knowledge there that people are going to learn from listening to you. Now, what is your definition of owning your career?
Owning my career.
How would you tell someone from the younger generation, this is how you own your career?
Very easy. Don't get the mindset by the media because these people nowadays think they don't need to work that much. Uh, because I make always a joke. I say, I'm the inventor of 25/8. Mina, what is 25/8? Huh? Working?
24/7, 25/8 is
No.
just more than that.
Got it. Perfect. That's it. So if somebody believes today the community donates the wealth that they don't need to work, I got news for you. You're totally wrong. I mean, not you, the people listening. Yeah. Because uh, I got always my vacations when I was employed paid out. In the last 20 years, I didn't do any vacation. Yeah. And if somebody believes it comes from nothing and it's gifted from God, it's not going to work. You need to work for it and hard. And all these people, Tony Robbins, Arnold Schwarzenegger, whomever you mention or think about it, they always work. But the big plus is you need to have the knowledge, or I delivered it. You don't need to have a budget. You don't need to buy courses. You can get it from books or electronic books because Jeff Bezos did it very good with the Kindle. Yeah, I don't like it because it's not physical. I'm a graphic designer. I have a master in visual communication, but you can read it, learn it. So, how I explained it was the experience I had through decades. I mean, I get every year 18. I got my joke, yeah.
Of course,
But
of course.
uh, you, the people today can do it still. Don't give up the belief, even if the society tries to give you no chance. Yeah, try to find a niche that is unique, And this is basically the pitch. And there you need to work on it. How can I attract people? How can I create? Uh, yeah, very easy, very easy. Yeah. So now we have two solutions, basically minimum AI. Now we are in the presence. AI is ChatGPT 4.0 is free, costs you nothing. Type it in ChatGPT. Yeah. And now Microsoft came on the market with Copilot. So, and yeah, I'm reorienting myself. I have a lot of projects running, but I'm searching also for the perfect position. So, what will I do now? Because some people have a little bit financing problems and issues with themselves or whatever else, or legal issues like the transportation Expedia company. I do on the weekend the following. A little tip. Sounds idiotic. Microsoft sent me an offer. Copilot for 2 months for free. Yeah. And my best friend is Marcus Parade. Marcus Parade with C in Frankfurt. He works for the Messe Frankfurt GmbH. And he said to me, why don't you ask AI? I said, oh yeah, how should I ask? And he said, just write it down. 3 hashtags and start writing. So, what am I going to do? Very easy. And I mean, I don't live very poor. I live quite good in a $500,000 apartment here. My mom is just cooking in the background with my brother. But the point is the following. On the weekend, I have some news and time, and I type in, where should I apply for the future benefiting humans? I do the free subscription for 2 months on Microsoft Copilot, and the wisdom of the whole planet will give me, hopefully, an answer. And if somebody's here today listening and wants to tell me something, I want to listen because that's very important. Listen to the people, listen to your mentor. Don't break them up. Always ask. Ask and it will be given. That's what Buddha told you. Allah, Jesus, God, the whole universe. And this is the actual thing how it needs to go because you need to strategically be set up always and work like an onion or like a cat, not one layer, 5 layers, because 4 can disappoint you and 1 will be the hit in the end. Yeah. And this is the secret sauce to success. And I say, bon appetit.
Tom, I thoroughly enjoyed listening to you and all that you had to say. Still, before we close, what would you like to tell our viewers before we close this session?
Never give up, believe in yourself, and believe in the people that believe in you. And if you have a big wall of resistance, don't listen to it. Just keep walking. Like they say to you, you're stupid, you're stubborn, you're arrogant, or whatever else. It doesn't matter. Straightway. Focus. And there's a book on the market. I don't know, it was translated. The wisdom of bow arrowing, shooting in a bow.
Archery.
Yeah, correct, archery. Yeah, and that was a book from Germany. So what you need to do, or the people need to do, also the young ones, is you see the target. Don't look for the way. Just focus on the target and shoot, and it will come in. And the way, the 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 distance is the walk, but the target will be fulfilled when you read or you know him guaranteed word by word, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He explains it also, yeah, how the wisdom goes. And go on YouTube, watch Mina's videos and also Dr. Wayne Dyer. He is one of the best of them all. And that is what I would say brings the people to success and the people who have listened today.
That is so inspiring. Really, Tom, that is really, really inspiring. I am so glad and I'm so grateful that you made time to come on board this career conversations and for sharing your experience. And I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to benefit from what you have shared and from your insights. So thank you so much for making time.
And take a little bit of the money and donate it for example, the American Heart Association or the um, suicide protection. There are several associations. Suicide is a big issue. For example, in the USA, 34,000 people killed each year. And or for animal support, for vegan organizations, or just the animal shelter around the corner, or take a little bit of money and donate it because what you give will come back.
Absolutely. Just make sure to stay grounded and do good.
Correct. You got it.
Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you.
love, love and blessings to all.